mess to deal with. Looking at very similar bans across all 3 games. Urgot, Ahri, very common. May also see Shen again, may also see Morgana again. Karthus escaped bans for game number 2, and it didn't work out the best for WinFakt. May not be really worth banning him. If we're going to see a ban on anyone targeted, what do you think we might see?
Not really anything from the last game. As far as, WinFakt is concerned, they might ban out the Kassadin if they want to run Karthus again. He was very disruptive, but otherwise I'd say the bans will probably be the same. We do see that Malphite ban from Megashock, so don't want to allow Octolord to play that Malphite again. Karthus is available. They'll probably, allow that kind of a situation, but I just don't think that WinFakt will play the same team. So, yeah. Same bans happening. No real difference there. Actually, I think Megashock banned out Shen the last time. But
yeah, Megashock banned out Shen last time.
Okay.
Actually, for game 1 and game 2, so WinFakt's going to be going to go ahead and take it upon themselves to go ahead and do it. Morgana was the these are the same bans from game 2, but Morgana, if Team Megashock decides to ban her out, it'll be pretty much carbon copy here. So they're thinking about it, discussing it. We're going to see 1-0 Nocturne. Okay, so Nocturne will be taken out of the pool. Pretty much this series, whoever's got a Nocturne has won the game, and there you go. WinFakt recognizes, hey, Morgana's finally open. First pick, gonna grab her away.
Yeah, so by banning the Shen, they left themselves the option of either Nocturne or Morgana. Megashock decided to allow that Morgana pick. So picking up Corki and Soraka, and that is an extremely strong bottom lane, has been kind of the key for this series. Having that Corki pick is just so devastating. So we'll see. Corki also works very well against Morgana. You don't have to worry about the ultimate quite so much. You're very safe. And then you have the frontline damage early in fights before Morgana gets the Zhonya's. Corki just wrecks Morgana. And Morgana, you try and come in and get that, early engage, and you just kill him. I mean, Corki's a stone cold killer. You just take her out.
So I was, oh, nice. Leona Graves going to be an extremely aggressive bot lane. They're searching for kills. And, Corki, Soraka, I mean, that's... Soraka, she's there to heal. She's there to top off on mana. It's, it's nothing too aggressive with the Soraka lane, but there is the Karthus once again. So, Karthus, Morgana, that's going to be just super effing passive. Because they're just both looking to farm there.
Yeah. No, it will be a free farm lane.
Yeah.
Morgana, if you get in on Karthus, you can maybe, get up a kill, but Karthus should be pretty safe, should just be able to farm from range, have the wall to protect himself. Early on, though, WinFakt, they have a really nice AoE team right now, and if we get an engage from Leona or Morgana and then follow it up, they're going to have a lot of kill potential, and that's going to allow them to control Dragon and control, early fights.
Yep.
Just the fact that they can, put that fear into Megashock.
And Megashock's recognizing this, so they're picking up the Maokai. They want to have the ult to negate some of that damage, but then it's just still, the matter of the jungler and top lane for WinFakt. Like, a Mumu might be fantastic here even too. Just, get the ultimate, just get another ultimate in there for a huge AoE. Why not? It could be huge. So there's still tons of options for WinFakt, but yeah, the AoE comp, Megashock has recognized it. That's why the Maokai is there. But still, though, they have a fair amount of AoE damage in themselves. Karthus, he has a huge AoE, and there's a lot of AoE still also on the Corki missiles as well when they do land. He's got the Gatling gun as well. It could just be a huge, just massive chunk of explosions in one central place when we start seeing the full 5-on-5 fights.
Yeah, but it is a nice matchup to have that Maokai and Karthus. You really control AoE fights very nicely. And it's actually a really common thing that Solo Mid had used to run, and that was one of their old comps. It was nice. Odd one on Maokai, have Reggie as Karthus in the mid lane. We'll see how they work it out, but we have an all-out AoE team for WinFakt.
Come on, a Mumu and Cannon, holy crap.
Yeah.
Wow.
Maokai can't protect against that much damage, so we'll see. I mean, once they get engaged, they will absolutely obliterate Megashock, and that's going to be a serious concern for Megashock. They can't allow these fights to happen, basically, because WinFakt is looking to explode.
Basically, here's how things go for WinFakt. If you get one ult, you get 3 ults for free, pretty much. This can be extremely devastating. Extremely devastating.
And Leona is actually really easy to engage with her ult. You use it as an initiation, you throw off the the long-range ult from Leona, and so it's It'll be tough
Wow.
for Megashock, but
Wow.
if they can survive through the ults, then Corki is really devastating. Can win the longer team fights. Aurelia later on will be very tanky, and one thing they have an advantage is they have a little bit more of an aggressive jungler. Maokai early on, the ganks can be really devastating. Top lane, I don't know. It's going to be tough. It's hard to see where they're going to get kills. We could see kills bottom lane for Megashock if they try. And Leona and Graves, Leona, she wants to be aggressive. She wants to be offensive. But if you catch her out of position when she jumps in, then she doesn't have an escape mechanism. So if we see Maokai come in there, we could maybe see a kill. Amumu, on the other hand, if he doesn't hit the bandage toss, he doesn't really have a lot of killing potential, but he has enough setup from his team that it should be pretty easy to hit the bandage toss, so not a big deal there. We'll have to see how this kind of works out for them.
AD cannon. Going to be seeing the AD cannon there with the physical damage.
That's really common against Aurelia because as AP, you just don't have enough damage to take out Aurelia with her innate regen.
I'm also just curious because just on the Amumu runes here. So move speed, looking for those engagements, and just flat out armor. And magic resist, looking to be a very, very tanky mummy. So, and here's the thing, it's not too uncommon to see Zonias on Morgana or on Kennen. But but usually when you buy the Zonias, it's because you're being focused, because you're primary initiator, you're the one out front. But there's so much damn initiation here. I don't even think that's going to be necessary. I think Morgana and Kennen can just start buying flat out damage, just absolute pure damage.
It probably won't be necessary. We'll see if one of them decides for it, but if they get the initiation, they don't really need to worry about the Zonias.
Right.
Whoever's the front line will probably consider getting it, and then the other one, we'll probably see a fast Abyssal Scepter out of one of them. So get the fast Abyssal Scepter. You're going to have plenty of damage output from your team. You can just obliterate them. And the concern for Megashock is they're going to have to negotiate between going defensive and offensive items. And early on, because WinFakt's team is just so aggressive, they're either going to die really quickly because they're going to be glass cannons, or they're going to lose out on the damage that they need to fight. So Megashock is really in an awkward position right now. It's going to be kind of interesting to see how they deal with WinFakt's team.
Yeah, so I can see Morgana sort of rushing possibly to a quick rout of ages. Kennen could actually just see 2-3 Doran's blades, and then just go straight on into Abyssal. Start out physical and then just go work on in there from to a bit of a hybrid build. But mentioned this before. We got two junglers here who have very predictable paths. And both of these junglers also pretty reliant on grabbing that early blue as well. I really don't think there's going to be anything huge on Invasion. If anything, WinFakt will probably end up being the aggressors here because you have the Morgana bind.
Yeah, I mean, they'll probably both teams sit back. They want Amumu to be able to farm. We might see WinFakt ward their own blue and then go for Maokai's blue, but I don't know. I really wouldn't expect it. Leona can be nice level 1, but otherwise their team really isn't that great other than Morgana. So I don't know. Both teams will probably just sit back. One thing that's going to be interesting for WinFakt is the fact that they don't really have a great tower-taking team. They can push very easily. Morgana can clear the waves, but because Graves, he's 525 range, and because Corki and Karthus, they have so much clearing potential, and then the wall from Karthus, they really can't poke down towers as easily as they would like to. So WinFakt, their team, they need to just outright win a fight, just completely obliterate Megashock, and then push from there. And that's what they're kind of going to be looking to do.
Yeah, I think they're not going to have the hardest time in the world doing so either. Like I mentioned before, you grab one ult, you have every ult. So should be an okay time for him. Let's go ahead and maximize his frame while he still got it here. But yeah, that should be a fun time. It's always a fun time when you have an Amumu, despite his his own innate sadness at times. But beside the point, game loading on in should be into this shortly. So Karthus last game, what was the issue? What would you say is the issue with Karthus last game? On the side of WinFakt.
I mean, Karthus actually did pretty well that game. The issue was the early game shutdown, and Karthus is very vulnerable to ganks. You have Nocturne and you have Kassadin, and Kassadin, counters out Karthus. So that was the only issue. But otherwise, Karthus did a really nice job. Karthus was pretty farmed, had a lot of damage late game, had the wall, had the AoE, had the ultimate. I mean, Karthus did his job, so there wasn't really an issue. This game, he's going to be very tanky with the Maokai follow-up and having the Soraka as well, like they had last game. So really, it's just, again, hold off until late game, farm, try and win late. And I don't know, we'll have to see. It's really just comes down to whether or not they can bait out some of the ultimates and not lose in a number of fights early to WinFakt.
All right. Looking to go ahead and get that fight. Got to go ahead and secure those blues. And you see both teams.
Outside of fights, Megashock has some advantages. I mean, Corki is stronger than Graves outside of fights.
Right.
Maokai is stronger than Mumu outside of fights. Aurelia is stronger than Kennen outside of fights. So in these 1v1 situations, when the ultimates are down, Megashock, they can actually win the engages in small fights. So the key, though, is when the ultimates are up for WinFakt and when they're able to combine them, they're going to easily be able to win fights. So it comes down to whether or not Megashock can bait out the ultimates and play defensively otherwise.
I like Accolord actually just trying to leash the gift. Leash the sapling that Goats has to give just away, just so you can go ahead and reduce the vision on there. Pings are actually going down from WinFakt onto Megashock's Wraiths because they know it's a very common start spot for Maokai to actually just go ahead, grab the Wraiths really quick and just zoom right on over to blue. But he recognizes, okay, Morgana's there. She's going to be a bit of a jerk. Going to go ahead and try and just disrupt what I'm doing. Going to go ahead and start on the Wolves instead. And Godbro's doing also a good job playing the point, making sure that their own Wraiths are safe as well.
Yeah, we'll have to see how this game kind of turns out because, I mean, really quickly, WinFakt could just blow them away and just win this game very quickly. And Accolord, he's very well known for his Karthus, so he knows how to counter out Karthus. I mean, he's going to do very well against Kaltard. He knows, how to get advantages. So we'll see if that factors into it at all. Yep, this is actually something that we've started seeing more and more recently, is taking the big Wraith as that bot lane. When you have the Soraka, you can kill it pretty quickly. You don't have to worry about, getting too low.
Pretty sneaky, sis. But there you go. Blue should be secured for both junglers. So nothing too huge, apart from just the quick blue Wraith steal from Megashock, and Corki's going to have that with him in his bot lane. He's going to be starting out pretty well. But the small golems were also taken out by WinFakt. So really, this is in the end, this is really putting a little bit of a hurt on a Mumu's speed because he's going to recognize, okay, the bulk of the XP and gold from this camp is gone. He can't quite transition down to the golems because they're gone for the time being. Got to wait for them to respawn. So he's just going to go ahead straight on in for red. Should still get his 3.
Yep.
But, in terms of gold and XP, just slightly behind Maokai at this point in time.
And they have vision of him, and Maokai held onto his smite for red buff, so he's actually just using it now. So he has a very fast level 3 with the double buff, and he's coming up in this lane, but unfortunately he walks past the ward, so Kennen will be safe. Won't have to worry about it. Does have the lightning rush, so can get out of there. Goats, recognizing that Kennen's playing defensively, will kind of sit back, but actually they engage the twisted advance, and then the knockback on the Godbro gets some quick damage, and then the president as well.
The Tess in mid, though, is looking to make something happen there on the Kaltard. Flash trying to get the AoE just to go ahead and cover Morgana, but Amumu might be able to actually go ahead and get this with just purely the AoE, and yes, it's more than enough. Accolord, can you get away? Yes, the lay waste will not finish you off. Nice, quick kill in mid from the Tess. Very good job keeping that Karthus down.
Yeah, definitely, and hitting the bind was huge. So if you hit the bind, you can follow it up with a lot of damage. Accolord is pretty low right now, so it will be kind of tough for him to farm here. He does have to watch out for Goats. Goats still has his flash, so he could get the twisted advance, pick up the kill, and then flash out of tower range, which is kind of what he's looking to do right now. Just kind of pressure him a little bit. And so the big thing is he doesn't want to allow Accolord to get any advantages over Kaltard while Kaltard was dead. So Kaltard comes back. He's actually going to be fine. He's going to be able to push that wave into the tower, so he's going to be even with Morgana despite, that early kill.
And Morgana grabbing Doran's. Going to be going back to lane with that. Karthus, Kaltard, he got the Sapphire Crystal, looking to go ahead and build the Catalyst, looking for that Rod of Ages, but Morgana's just looking for quick health, quick AP, quick mana regen. Mumu, he's got a good amount of gold in the bank. Straight out buys the Philo Stone. Working on that first GP10. Should be the Heart of Gold coming up next on that as well. And Goats is he's looking to wander. He's only got his boots. No more potions left. trying to find his spot, trying to find out where he's going to be going off next, and does not have enough gold for that for his first GP10. Trying to steal the race, unsuccessful because the test
he got
is
the
here.
blue one actually.
Got the blue one, but still though the test is here, trying to get something, trying to get the engage, and Accord a little bit too far out. Does die. Cowtard, will he be able to get away from this? The test trying to make something happen there. May actually get the kill. Nice, but double kill on the goats. That's what he needed. He's got double buff now, refreshed instantly. That was, and I think Accord was just a little bit too active there, trying to help out the tests.
Yeah, and I'm a little bit surprised that Megashock or WinFakt is trying to pressure these early fights because they know once we hit our ultimates, that's when our strength comes. So, you know, just, I don't know, being a little bit careless here. And Goats, he has the great initiation with Maokai. They have plenty of damage. Karthus early on, if you hold someone still with Maokai's, you know, Twisted Advance, then very quickly you're going to have plenty of damage. So,
yeah.
You know, keeping things even, he is farming okay. We do see Maokai set up for this top lane. There is the ward still, so he's going to have to worry about, you know, how he's going to engage. But if Kennen actually uses his Lightning Rush to get some damage onto Aurelia, Maokai should have enough movement speed to get in there, especially with that Aurelia slow. And so we do have Goats coming in. There's the slow as well, the flash, Twisted Advance.
But flash in response, Godbro will put him under tower, but will it be enough? Godbro may actually go down to this in the sapling and the ignite together. No, no, it will not. Just drinking
Health
that
pots
potion.
are so OP.
He's chugging that thing, man. He wants to live. He wants to live badly, and unfortunately for that, a lot of summoners blown for Megashock in that attempt. Only to push Kennen out of lane. But they are still both there. They have a nice wave. They could go and just, you know, push it right to tower and deny that wave for Godbro as well. So it's still something to be. It's time not in lane. It's time not in lane.
The ganks are giving Aurelia advantages, and Kennen, you know, wants to harass down Aurelia at this point. But Aurelia is going to be like a full level ahead. Is ahead in gold right now, and now, you know, has enough aggression where Aurelia can start bullying around Kennen. You just, you know, dive onto Kennen with the Blade Surge. You get off the Equilibrium Strike. Yeah. Very quickly, you can, you know, take Kennen down. So we'll have to see. I mean, it was definitely huge for Megashock to be able to pressure Kennen this much early, so that El Mupo can get into this game.
Yep. Cowtard actually doubling back, taking the Wolves while the lane is pushed out, just to try and get a little bit more extra experience. Plus, also, it's there you go, 7-12. That blue buff has now come back up, so Maokai may very well be passing that on to Karthus. He's looking to roam around. He's trying to take a lot of these jungle objectives as well while he's not spending time in lane. But Maokai's going to be by pretty soon. Should be passing off that blue. And, you know, Amumu, I think the test is just going to... Is he going to pass this one off? Yeah, Morgana is now coming on by. El Mupo also being a little bit aggressive on Godbro, trying to go ahead and make those trades pretty even. But there you go. There is the blue buff onto Morgana. And the ult being popped from Aurelia, just still... Kennen's having a jolly old time drinking those potions while leaning up against the tower.
Yeah, and by having this kind of aggression on Kennen now, you don't have to worry about Kennen going in for killing opportunities because they just don't exist. So Aurelia, again, can just continue farming, and Godbro is going to fall further and further behind. And we see he's transitioning from that AD build into more of an AP build. We'll see, you know, how he kind of builds from there. But Maokai, in the meantime, coming in bottom, will be able to get an engage onto Leona. There's the Twisted Advance. He's underneath the tower, though, and Leona is generally pretty safe. Only takes a little bit of damage from Corki.
Yeah, nice flash, and that's the thing, too. The thing you always need to be careful, too, about playing as Maokai. Those flashes can put you in a really bad spot, a really bad position, but fortunately enough, it was only Leona down there. Amumu's now 6. Now he's got the ult. Now his initiation is just increased tenfold. But there's a dragon from Megashock being picked up pretty convincingly. There is no vision whatsoever from WinFakt. They have no idea, and that is a dragon secured for Megashock. A little bit of global gold. They're about a K.5 up. Nothing too huge to write home about, but still, though, it's still gold for everybody. It's still something everyone can take to the bank.
Yeah, so, I mean, the big thing is that they have a really strong late-game team if they can get past the AoE for WinFakt. And so taking these early farm advantages, it's key. It's what they need to be doing. Wow, the bind almost hitting onto Cowtard. They need, you know, Maokai to be roaming like he is and picking up those kills, because once we start seeing the AoE happening for WinFakt, they're just going to have so much damage potential. And Aurelia being able to farm against you know, Kennen, because Aurelia has the CC reduction, Aurelia is going to be very tanky later on in fights, but then also Kennen is going to be pretty weak, not going to have as much damage as they would hope.
Yeah, Kennen, let's take a, oh, actually we got the engage down there. There's the old Alchemist trying to get the kill, trying to get something down on the Corki. Does manage to Valkyrie away, but now Steve is behind. There's the Karthus ult. I don't think it's going to be enough, though. No, it will not be, but Firemain is pretty low. About 250 health, you know, a quick little burst from Corki may be able to do it, but no, he's just going to go ahead and back off. Both of the ADs drinking those potions. But that's the thing, though. Corki has the Soraka, got the heal innately. Firemain is not as lucky, only has the aggressive stun support. So he's going to have to go ahead back, buy himself, got a Vamp Scepter too, so a little bit extra sustain in lane. Tess popping the Oracles. Hey, there's a ward there. Who knew? So nice early, got Oracles purchased on both junglers. Goats has not decided to drink his yet though. Waiting for just the right moment. There you go. He's decided to drink it. Wanted to make sure there's no wards in those bottom bushes, but there's the exhaust. The ignite actually going down onto Godbro. He has to ult in response. Not going to be enough. Did it a little bit too late there.
Yeah, so really nice play from Aurelia there. In the meantime, Maokai has set himself up in these bottom bushes.
Yep.
He could move into the next one. He does have that Oracles, so he will see. They don't have any coverage here. And a lot of what they could do is just maybe even bait out the Leona, because they recognize, all right, once Leona comes in onto Corki, they're going to easily be able to pick up these kills. And Leona actually tempting the bush a little bit. We might see there it is, the twisted advance, the knockback, and Akamez drops very quickly. Corki is pretty safe here, so a quick kill, and they can continue pressuring this bottom lane.
It's just unfortunate. It's unfortunate that the ward coverage was just not there. Like, even if he did have a ward in the bush, even if it was cleared away, that would have been just something, any data for WinFakt. You know, like, by the way, Maokai is here. You may not want to do that, but it happens. It does happen. The twisted advance was just more than enough, and just could not get the damage in response. And now Maokai is looking pretty happy. 2-0-1. You know, in response, to the early quick kill that Amumu had earlier on in the game, and he's actually starting to edge out in gold above Amumu. Have not seen too much action from Amumu now that he's hit 6, because this is where his huge gank potential is. He now has the advantage right off into ult, and now could also see the huge synergy of the AoEs with the rest of the team, because he is a very huge central part of it.
Yeah, we'll have to see. Once they can, kind of group up, they definitely have that advantage. The concern is, right now, they kind of have to sit in lane. Dragon, won't be up for another, 2 minutes, and they don't really have opportunities to force anything. They can't push down towers that easily, so they kind of just need to wait around until, they have opportunities for objectives. We do see Morgana sitting up top, wants to get an engage onto Aurelia, maybe when Aurelia dives on the Kennen again.
Yeah, I'm not a big fan of that. I mean, just moving on into the bush only to recall. I'm like, what the hell? Because they're trying to find something that just was not there at all. Godbro, right now versus El Muppo, it's slowly turning into a losing battle. It's about 750 gold behind in the lane already. El Muppo's already gotten the one kill.
And Maokai coming in once again. Aurelia jumping onto this Kennen. Godbro going to drop very quickly. Has the ultimate, but there's the knockback. And so they do one more hit. Actually, the sapling
may. If the sapling does it, I'm gonna laugh so much. Very nice sapling coming in from Goats. Just enough damage to actually take out Godbro. Very good positioning on that. Just could not get away. Just could not get away from the little tree.
Yeah, so really nice job there. And just continuing to pressure the advantages in the lanes. And actually, we see Morgana with the ult onto Karthus. Can't quite pick it up, but there's Maokai coming in. They should be okay. And in the meantime, Karthus can just continue to farm and does have a nice farm advantage over Morgana, because Morgana has left lane and because of the pressure that Maokai has, stealing the big Wraith. Actually, he didn't actually. He picked up 2 of them, but really nice job there. And in the meantime, all the lanes are being pressured by Megashock right now. And we do see Leona maybe going to go for the engage. I'm a little bit surprised that Leona didn't just jump onto Soraka when she was stuck underneath that tower. But the twisted advance from Maokai, very close to picking up that kill. Akalord does throw on the shield just in time. Can get out of there.
So now, man, Maokai is just having that much more of a presence in these ganks than Amumu is. But Amumu is not too far behind. Well, actually, no. Correct me. I'm gonna go ahead and correct myself. He's about 500 gold behind. Slowly, the gap widens. both of them have the 3 GP10s. You might as well go ahead and get the lucky pick as well. They both scale off AP, might as well. It's still more income. They're still looking to fight, you know. That's an indication when you see someone stacking GP10s. They're looking to take the game as late as possible, as late as they can. But since both junglers have that, they're going to have equal income for when that comes. So now they're looking for the ganks. They're looking to be aggressive. But Amumu's just sitting back and farming. He can't do much, and he has to cover for like mid lane when Aklord decides to go ahead and top lane for really no discernible reason. But there's the ult going down onto Countard. May actually see, will you see the ult synergy? Waiting, the test comes in now with the ult once again, binding. Countard may actually go down here. Yes, that's what we're talking about when we're saying AoE synergy, ult synergy. That was perfectly timed.
Yeah, and I think the big thing with Amumu's ult is he was trying to get a bandage toss, but the minions were in the way. So
yeah,
they were able to pick up Morgana or Karthus pretty easily. So really nice job there. And now they can come pressure top. They don't have to worry about Aurelia diving cannon. But in the meantime, Megashock taking advantage of it. They will be able to pick up this dragon here. And WinFakt none the wiser because they're pressuring the top lane.
Yeah, they're all there waiting for top lane for what may very well be the same thing as last time. Not really anything, but El Mupo now getting aggressive on the Godbro. They're waiting for El Mupo to dive him, but it's not going to happen at this point. Recognizing, okay, Morgana's gone, Amumu's gone, they're probably hanging around somewhere close, but very nice ward coverage though. Still right here in this top river is just preventing every single gank possible from WinFakt. And now NX trying to get aggressive. There's a twist advance down there on Akvez, and there the Karthus ult will be there for the insurance, but Aklord is in mid, still looking to get some extra harass down on the Karthus wall pain, will not be walking through that thing. And Firemain's getting shut out quite a bit here.
Oh, we actually have the bandage task on the goats, but they will want to back out of there. Corki and Soraka are a little bit too strong right now, so the test actually still chasing, and Morgana is following it up, so we might have a fight here, but there's still about a minute left on Mumu's ult. He does have the bandage toss once again into goats, trying to slow them down just enough, but he is pretty low. They should be pretty safe. If we hit a bind, no, we don't get anyone, so they will be able to back off.
Yep, so if Morgana was like a little bit closer to bot, would have been able to close the gap quicker, and probably may have actually gotten a flash ult before they were too close into tower range. But unfortunately, that is not the case. Morgana is now walking on back to the mid. And here's the thing. Aklord has spent a lot of time just not in lane. That's a 2-level advantage in terms of farm that Countard now has. And that's one thing you do not want on a Karthus that much farm. And look at that, the wall of pain chunking out Aklord so much. And there is the exhaust to go ahead and keep in the AoE.
Oh, the flash from El Mupo, and then trying to get onto Morgana. They can't pick it up, so they get the tower. Aklord able to get out of there. So actually, they're going to pressure the next tower as well. Amumu and Morgana are both very low, so they won't be able to defend this. But Leona is coming in, so they will be able to force them back a little bit.
Like those layways hurt so much right now. And that's the thing. Karthus, he's sufficiently farmed. He may have died 3 times in the mid, but he's now farmed, and that's the thing. Let's take a look at also the gold here. 67. That's it's about 1,000. What is about 1,750 worth of gold that Karthus now has above the Morgana. That's that's all the time that Morgana's been leaving lane to try and get those ganks, to try and capitalize on this AoE team comp that they have. And that is the thing. Morgana now has to go buy the Zhonya's. There was the opportunity for them to actually go build aggressively here because they have this huge teamfight presence, but they realize that now it's not the case. Fallen too far behind, way too far behind Karthus, now has to build slightly defensive.
Yeah, and we do see the Zhonya's will be built soon for Morgana, so looking for that really aggressive engage. And because they're behind right now, it's a serious concern that if Morgana engages, Corki just takes her down really quickly. We don't even get the Morgana ult off. So, does have to go with a little bit more defensive items because of the 7k gold advantage for Megashock. And WinFakt, they haven't even been able to have one fight yet in this game. We're 20 minutes in, and they don't have opportunities to force fights. So Megashock, they're perfectly fine with sitting back, allowing the laning phase to go as long as possible. We have 3 towers down for Megashock right now, and WinFakt, We actually have the bind. We're going to have an engage
Nice,
with the goats, but
goats.
he flashes out of there, is going to be fine. And now it's just going to be too difficult for them to push down the towers because of how much mana Soraka can give back to Karthus and how fast he can clear the waves.
That was a really, really good engage coming from WinFakt. Fantastic bind. Looking for another one. Actually manages to get Steven following up. We actually see his test there, following up with the Amumu ult as well. And Soraka is just going to go ahead and absolutely melt Corki, who is actually going to be able to barely get out of there. He was exhausted, but there's still a tower here you need to take out. And there's El Muppo looking to be the clean-up squad. Akward will actually be going down there. There's a bandage shots to keep El Muppo still. But Akima's tanking the turret this entire time.
And I think they've stalled long enough for Karthus. He is back in base, does have his ultimate up, but he's actually not going to use it.
Yeah.
A couple of them were low where we might have considered it, but
yeah,
or he might have considered it. But
the time has passed.
Yeah.
The time has passed. I mean, if you just decide to use it immediately, it would have been really close.
Well, he was
May have
out of
actually gotten
mana,
it.
so he needed to get back to base, but he was pretty close to using it.
Yeah. Could I mean, it's at this point, might as well just play it safe, save it for a rainy day. And it's still it's level 2 now, but the cooldown is still pretty beefy. And not to mention, he's still got the test. He's still got the cooldown. Is actually he's running a little bit of CDR, I think. Yeah, well, he's got the 5%, so he's got the average in the was it like 921.0 probably, or that sounds about right.
It's probably just the that would be offensive and defensive.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm trying to think of the mastery trees in my head here. It's been a while. I usually just set those things and forget. I usually don't change those too much. Now that I think about it, I probably should be. But yeah, this story for another day. Corki Soraka in mid, looking to just push the wave because you got goats with an oracles fooling around in enemy jungle because he can go ahead. He can afford to do things like that. Got the saplings, going to be providing vision. Tess still got that oracles as well. So look, sapling. Get out of there. Get out of there. No more vision. No more vision for you. So now Megashock, they're all... Actually, both teams are now committing to the mid. They're now, the laning phase far over at this point. Now it's a full 5-on-5. This is supposed to be where WinFakt is, supposed to shine here. They have all of these ults. They have all these fantastic AoE ults, which should keep Megashock contained.
The issue is that Megashock is so far ahead, and having the Maokai, having the Soraka, they can defend pretty easily. But this is WinFakt's opportunity if they get it. We do have the bind in, not hitting anyone, and so Maokai going to be splitting them.
Waiting for the ult, waiting for the Amumu to try and catch as many people as possible. Not going to be all too successful, and Test should actually be going down. Maokai actually does go down. He's a very critical piece, but Cowtard is now gone. There is the ult from Karthus. We'll be able to pick up 1-2. That's a quadra kill for Cowtard. Did he actually get it? Oh, that's the ace. That's it.
Yeah,
wow.
So the nice quadra kill ace, and they're too far ahead at this point.
It.
There's the surrender.
That's it. Straight up surrender.
Yeah, there was one fight. We saw one fight the entire game really where WinFakt, could maybe pull it out, but they were just so far behind at that point. They just didn't have enough damage to follow up on it. And the big thing was Amumu tried to get the engage, he missed the bandage toss, and then Megashock just split. And so they were able to split. They didn't have any sort of follow up. And just really nice job from
Actually, I want to, now I think about it, actually, I want to go back just because I think Amumu was actually stunned mid-bandage toss here. I just want to go ahead and take a look, wait for the engage on this. Just going to go ahead and lock in on Amumu
By
there.
who?
I think El Muppo.
Aurelia?
I think by Aurelia. So we're waiting for the bandage toss.
He just missed, though, so... I mean, it wasn't like a stun. He didn't hit anyone.
There goes. Yeah, just also didn't hit anyone either. So both happened. So just waiting, and you see the test. He's in the middle of the fight, trying to get everyone, but does not manage to get the Corki, and that's a lot of damage coming down in a fight like this. There's Azonia's now expiring.
The Karthus just absolutely wrecking up front.
Oh yeah,
and
doing that too.
The rest of them, we had talked about it some. They in the 1v1 situations, and when Corki is facing up against Graves or Aurelia is facing up against anyone, they have advantages. And the quick quadra. So they're just, I don't know, if we didn't get the AoE, if they didn't get the AoE on the entire team like they wanted to, then they just didn't have enough follow-up damage. And it was all about their ultimates. They didn't get them. Yeah. Megashock won.
Good work from Megashock, man. That's, fantastic coordination and just fantastic lane play. Just shutting down every single lane and making the comp just... you know, a little less useful. But you know, now got it. Megashock is going to go ahead and be moving on to grand finals for qualifier number 2. So still got alternate and Fnatic to happen. Whoever wins that is going to be facing M5, and whoever wins that is going to be facing Megashock in grand finals. We're getting close. We're getting close. This Friday, you should be wrapping everything up. You know what? We got these 4 teams. Who's your money on? Let's put it right down.
Teams?
Who's you got the 4? So you got
M5.
Megashock.
It's the easy money.
Here's the thing. I'm always.
I think it's either Fnatic or M5, and you know, we did see a really nice game there. I don't know, Megashock. They looked pretty strong, but
yeah,
it's really this is M5's qualifier in my mind.
Here's the thing, though. Like I really think Megashock may actually be able to take this, because not only did Megashock, you know, they took out Teamless.
Mm-hmm.
WinFakt, you know, the WinFakt Acer match was really fantastic, and for Megashock to actually beat out a team with that much coordination like WinFakt, I think is really impressive. I think they may actually take it. I think I think WinFakt.
That's what's exciting about watching the games.
Yeah, Megashock.
You don't know, but
Megashock
we'll see. I mean, it is going to be an uphill battle.
It is. It's definitely going to be an uphill battle, but if they manage to take it out, it's going to be a very rewarded battle. I would love to see them.
I mean, both Fnatic and Moscow 5 have, you know, long been teased about how they're not the best online teams. So this is an online qualifier.
Yeah.
If either of them fail, then that'll be an issue. But Fnatic looks really strong right now with Soaz, and Moscow 5 is Moscow 5. So you know, both of them are playing at the top level. The big issue with Moscow 5 is, you know, often the coordination in the bottom lane, and I don't know. There's been a number of issues where, you know, there may or may not be some contention between the members there, but if they can get things going, then it should be, you know, a pretty easy job for them. We'll see.
We'll see. Still got the rest of the week to go. Gonna go ahead and round out both, you know, this and the NA brackets this week. But I think for the time being, we're pretty much done here. So let's go, you know, take care of the usual business as always. Be sure to follow up with everything we're doing here at the IGN Pro League on Twitter and on Facebook, IPLL on Twitch, on YouTube, and as always, send us your tops, send us your flops. We want your replays. IPLL replays at gmail.com. Almost screwed that up. I gotta get better at doing this thing fast. Send us your tops, send us your flops. We want your replays. If we use it, you gotta be on our videos, man. YouTube, always there. And top 5s, flops are coming out pretty often here, so it's a pretty good shot.
Yeah.
Pretty good shot. But for now, though, we're done. We will see you next time. Thank you for spending your time with us here on the IPL stream, and we shall see you next time, guys. Good night.